Hi guys, if you're watching this video, you're probably in the process of looking for life insurance. And I wanted to just give you some tips and advice in order to save you some time and some frustration when looking for life insurance. So today we're going to talk about the biggest mistakes people make when looking for life insurance. So mistake number one, calling life insurance companies to get quotes. Most clients are sometimes confused when I tell them life insurance companies don't actually sell insurance. They look at me like, what do you mean? It means that insurance companies actually don't have a sales department for insurance. For example, Sun Life Financial, they do have their own sales force that is called a captive sales force that sells Sun Life Financial's products. However, this is a separate entity from Sun Life Insurance Company of Canada. Okay, if you were to call, let's say you wanted to get an insurance quote from Sun Life, if you call Sun Life, you Google the number and you call them, what they're going to tell you is that, okay, we're going to give your information to one of our agents and they're going to have to call you back. Insurance companies aren't able to just provide quotes over the phone. The truth is that even those agents that work for Sun Life, they're not employees of the company. They're just independent agents with an exclusive contract to sell Sun Life products. Now, the truth is that most insurance companies only sell products through either agents or independent brokers like myself. Not every company has their own sales force, and that's why the only way to really get a quote is to speak with an advisor or a life insurance broker. Another point besides calling multiple insurance companies is calling multiple brokers. As an independent broker, I am able to compare the price of every insurance company into one simple report. But a lot of the times people think that we price the insurance, and that is not true. Insurance is priced by each insurance company, and every broker is going to provide you with the exact same price. However, that doesn't stop people from calling me. I send them a report with all the prices for the product and amount that they're looking for, and they say, I'm still going to shop around because I want to see if I can get a better price. The truth is, nobody can change the price that the insurance company sets. You can literally call every broker in the country and you will get the exact same price to the penny for the same product with the same insurance company. So it's better to not spend a lot of time trying to get different prices. I even recently had a client call me and they asked me for prices, and when I give him the prices, he tells me, I don't understand, this is the same price every other person gave me. And he says, yes, that's true, because we cannot change the price. We don't reprice the insurance and sell it to you for a profit. That's not how the industry works. Like I said, every price is set by each individual insurance company, and it's going to be the same across every broker. So calling multiple brokers trying to get a different price is just a waste of time because it's not going to happen. Mistake number two, wanting to get a price without knowing what you want. Now, one of the most common questions that I get when people call me nowadays is, and I get this on an almost daily basis, is, hey, can you tell me the price for life insurance? And I said, okay, no problem, I'm happy to help you. Can you please give me some information? And they tell me, I don't want to give you any information, I just want to get a price. Why do I have to give you information? I just want to get a price. And the truth is that getting a quote for life insurance is a little more complicated. Let me give you an example. Let's forget about life insurance for a minute and let's say that you are looking to buy a property instead of life insurance. Let's say you go on Google and you find a local realtor and you call them. Hey, Mr. Realtor, I am looking to buy a property. They're going to tell you, hey, that's great. Can you please give me a little more information? Most likely they're going to ask you, what type of property are you looking for? Is it a condo, a townhouse, or a detached home? And you imagine that you say, I don't know. Next they're going to ask you, how many bedrooms are you looking for? Is it a 1 bedroom, 3 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms? And you say, I don't know. Lastly, they tell you, which area of the city are you looking for? And you say, I don't know. Now this might sound funny, but that is exactly how us insurance agents feel when we get this question. Because the truth is that there are 5 key pieces of information that any insurance agent needs to be able to collect to generate an insurance quote. Number 1, your date of birth. Number 2, your gender. Number 3, smoking status. Number 4, and this is what a lot of people fail to know what they want, which is the amount of insurance that you're looking for. And number 5, the type of insurance that you're looking for. Now, unlike car insurance, which most people are familiar with shopping, there isn't just one type of life insurance. Usually when you get a car insurance quote, all they need is a vehicle information because the product is always the same. There might be some additional options to add on to the policy or to remove, such as deductibles or additional coverage, but at the end of the day, it's just one type of product. When it comes to life insurance, there are many different types of products, and it all depends on what the situation is for each person. There is no better or worse product out there. It's based on every person's specific situation. So mistake number 3, not knowing how much coverage you need. As I mentioned on the previous point, one of the basics that we need in order to provide a quote is the amount of coverage. Now, I often get calls from people asking me to give them quotes for arbitrary numbers, such as, oh, can I get a quote for $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, and $5 million? Without realizing that $5 million is literally 10 times the amount of $500,000. When somebody wants to get quotes for such a wide variety of amounts, it tells me that they're not really shopping for a need, they're just choosing and picking a number. Okay? The best way to determine the amount of insurance that you need is to speak with an insurance advisor who can help you determine that amount based on your specific circumstances. So what determines how much insurance you need? Well, that's going to depend on a few factors, such as any debts that you have, whether you have a mortgage or not. If you have children, the number of children that you have, and for how long your family would need income replacement in the case of your sudden death. So knowing how much insurance you need, it's a very important first step to take before you even start shopping for quotes. Just because it is impossible to give you a quote without knowing the amount of insurance that we're quoting you for. So mistake number 4, not knowing the type of product that you're looking for. Once again, as I mentioned on the previous mistake, one of the key pieces of information in order to give you a quote is the type of product. Now, most people only need term insurance depending on their specific circumstances. So when it comes to giving a quote, do you need a 10-year term, a 20-year term, or a 30-year term, for example? That is going to make a big difference on the actual premium that you're going to pay. Now, I am often asked which type of product is better for me. And the truth is that there's no better or worse product. As I mentioned before, it's all based on your specific circumstances. For example, one of the key pieces of information that I like to know for people who are parents is what is the age of your youngest child? Because that's going to determine for how long you need coverage for. So let's assume that your youngest child is 5 years old. So most children who are students are dependent until they're about 24, maybe 25 years of age. So in this case, if your youngest child is 5 years old, you probably want to have at least a 20-year term to make sure that that child is protected until they turn 25. Another thing that you have to consider, for example, if you have a mortgage, is how long is your mortgage amortized for. If you have a 25-year amortization on your mortgage, you might have to consider a 25-year term. Now, mistake number 5, thinking of life insurance as a lottery. Let me tell you a story. Not too long ago, I had a client call me and ask me, hey, I want to buy $5 million of insurance. Now, if you remember back to the previous points, insurance should be bought based on needs. When I asked her, why do you need so much insurance? And she said, well, I want to make sure that my children are taken care of. And I said, that's great. Now, this client, mind you, was 58 years old. So when I asked her, how old is your youngest child? She said, he's 26. So when I said, then is he a dependent? It's like, she said, no, he lives on his own. Then why do you need $5 million of insurance? And she said, well, I just want to make sure my children get something. Now, the reason why this is a mistake is because based on this client's age, her annual premiums would basically be more than her salary for a $5 million policy. As I mentioned earlier, insurance should be bought based on needs. It is not a want, and it is not a lottery to try to make your family rich. It is a tool designed to replace your income for dependence. In the case of this client, her children were already adults. Many of them were married. So why do they really need $5 million of insurance? There is a phrase that I always say, and I always repeat all the time. And it is, if you quote more insurance than you need, you're going to end up paying more than you can afford. So just to recap everything that we talked about today, about avoiding the biggest mistakes when shopping for life insurance. Always never call insurance companies directly for quotes. Always find an advisor or a broker that can help you compare all the quotes from all companies. And remember, nobody can change the price of a quote. It is set by the insurance company, and it will always be the same across the board. Always make sure that you provide the minimum information required in order to give you a quote. Otherwise, it's just simply impossible. Number 3, make sure you determine the amount of insurance that you need and the type of insurance that you need before trying to call to get a quote. And last, make sure that you remember that life insurance is not a lottery to make a family rich. It's a tool designed to protect your income while you have financial dependence. Well guys, I hope I was able to save you some time and frustration when looking for life insurance with this video. If you have any additional questions, feel free to post them down in the comments below. Also, please don't forget to subscribe, and if you're looking to get a life insurance quote, you can go directly up here to my website and get a quote and get in contact with me, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.